Hello, everybody, and welcome to another scene in Sept of the Howling Winds, a Werewolf the Apocalypse 20 edition set in San Diego, California. Today, Darcy has decided a very big decision, actually. Uh, like, very big. He's gonna go dancing, a dance in the spiral. He he's He's in this cave that he was told to go to at the Septa New Accord. He's walking in it. It's dark and damp, and he's like, "Oh God, I'm doing this."
When he gets in, he's Cam sitting there with some things. He's got like a bag at his side. And he's got, right now he has a flashlight on, so the cave is illuminated. It's a little chamber.
Hello.
Hi. How many times did you trip on the way in here?
And he like touches his face and he notices blood. Oh, I guess I like 3 times.
He'll chuckle.
You brought me to one of my worst places. Rocks. He shakes his fist in the air.
Perhaps you just need to ground yourself. He'll bounce his eyebrows.
Well, my mom's always calling me an airhead, so probably.
Have you prepared yourself?
As ready as I'll ever be, I think.
He'll smile. He'll motion him to come over.
He does, and he's like, okay, so like, do I like meditate, or am I gonna be like doing a jig, like, and my mind goes blank or something?
You're gonna lay down.
Okay.
You have to divest yourself of all of your worldly trappings. He'll nod.
That mean I gotta be like naked or something?
You gotta be naked. He'll nod.
Oh, okay. He starts taking off his clothes, and he's like,
He just shrugs. Like, sorry, I forgot to point that part out.
and he's like, I'm getting nude in front of a person I just met not too long ago.
He'll just smile and he's like, but I'm amazed you're singing the song out loud.
I mean, okay. Okay.
He'll smile.
He lays down covering himself.
He'll just cross his arms like, do I need to remind you how happily married I am?
I know, but like, I'm like all out there, and like, my dangly bits are showing.
Wow. You're about to dance the spiral and you're worried about your dangly bits showing.
I'm sorry, whenever I think of Spiral, I did not think that I would be doing like the helicopter deck or something, okay?
He's not laughing this hard. He's just kind of. You're gonna have to relax.
Okay. He takes a few deep breaths. Can I still cover myself, or like
You're going to be laying down.
I mean, I am laying down, like I can still cover myself.
Why? He just shakes his head. Like, what's wrong with you? You do whatever you feel comfortable with. Just gives up.
He nods.
Is that really how you want to come to this party?
I'm sorry. Whenever I go to parties, I mean, the last party I actually really went to, like, I was pretending to be straight, and then like
Oh my.
I lied to my mom saying that there was alcohol, and then she picked me up.
Made you look cooler, got it.
No, no, it was more like a girl said she loved me, and then I was like, oh
Oh
god.
god. Oh god. Oh god, no, I get you. Listen. If it helps you. If it helps you, you can keep yourself covered, though you're not going to stay covered very long. You plan on dancing the entirety of the spiral with your hands over your crotch. He's starting the ritual. He's not begun it yet, but he's setting up for it. He's putting shards of mirror around him.
he he goes and like he tucks his bits and puts his hands to the side. He's like, I'm okay now. Like he has them tucked between his legs.
He just shakes his head. He's amused by all of this. You know, actually and truly, sincerely, this is more common than you'd think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Most people are afraid of their own bodies, exposing themselves like that.
No, it's not so much like I'm afraid of it. I'm like, there's only one person I like showing this off to, and that's my husband.
Our
So
ancestors used to go into battle naked. That's how they would go to war, covered in war paint, bits flopping against armored soldiers.
so like Braveheart style.
Yeah, but without the kilts.
I don't know. They took some things off in that movie. They
All
showed something.
tattoos showing, gleaming in the sunlight.
Okay. He just lays back. He's like, he's looking at the ceiling.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm often amazed at how often people sexualize things.
Look, I got nothing sexual about this. I'm just like, nah, nah. I don't like people seeing me whenever I piss. I don't like people seeing me whenever I'm like pooping.
Oh no. No. Let's leave the wow. No.
See, and that's when I'm naked. I don't want people seeing me when I am full nude, showering. That is nothing sexual. That is just I don't want people looking at me.
What I find funny is you're probably going to run out of this cave afterwards like, look at me! I am mighty!
Oh god.
Why?
You swear that's gonna be me? Because I don't think that doesn't sound like me.
We'll see. We'll see. I can't say how your journey is going to go, but you are probably most likely, if successful, or your mind is going to shatter, by the way, going to have a stripping away of your reservations. See, that's what it is to be a spiral. To be a spiral is to live free. It's to be unbridled from everything that holds you back. The burning away of your ego.
Oh, okay.
You are so nervous. Are you sure you're ready for this?
I'm just waiting for the chamomile tea to like just kick in.
Actually, you're going to be given strong hallucinogenics, but I can put some chamomile in it if you want.
Oh. Well, like I heard he drank some. Like, is that gonna like mix with that?
I
Is
don't
that
think
bad?
so. No, you'll be fine.
Okay. He lays back and he just takes a few deep breaths. I'm ready. I'm ready, Freddy.
Oh my god, are you sure you're not a ragabash?
Uh,
Then one of your parents was a ragabash. That's without question. And he'll pick up a bowl and he'll kind of tuck his hand behind his head and he'll kind of very carefully hold it to his lips.
he he sips.
As he's sipping, he begins to feel himself growing it hazy, like groggy.
His eyes kind of flutter, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Just lay back. It's okay, son. You'll be okay.
He looks at him.
He gives him a very loving smile.
Things start like kind of fading in and out, probably, and he's just kind of just like looking at him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then he just slips under. And when he wakes up, he feels like kind of a little hop hop on his chest. Hop hop. Hop hop hop.
He looks.
There's a tiny burb on your chest. It's so small.
Oh my god, you're so adorable.
It pecks his chest.
Oh my god, I love you.
It's like a little tennis ball.
I love you so much. He like starts like gently petting its head, like, oh my god.
It makes a soft. The peep is very kind of hollow and haunting.
Okay, well that's a little creepy, but but you're still adorable, and I love you.
It'll hop on the floor and it'll start bouncing. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Like, let's go.
He bounces with it, like he's just like, I'm imitating you. I am bouncing with you. Darcy is being a total weirdo.
So as you're walking through the chambers, you realize that the cave structure is different now. And he can see ancient ruins kind of carved into the walls, and it's an obsidian black.
Oh, whoa. This is cool.
Um, as he's walking, he hears kind of a soft cry. And the bird like bounces and peeps.
You want me to go over to the noise?
It makes a mournful cry. And he hears like the cry of the bird kind of melt into the cry of like a woman, but like a very young woman.
Darcy's eyebrows kind of furrow, and he just kind of looks.
He sees a woman kind of like looking back deep into the caves in fear, being led by someone, like out of the caves.
He starts following them. He's like, where you going? Hey.
She'll kind of, her brows will actually furrow and she'll look back and like look around. And the hand kind of pulls her and says, "Don't look back! You have to hurry, they're going to get you." And she'll just kind of shake her head and like kind of try to rush along. She's holding her stomach and she'll kind of like stop and cry out for a moment. And the hand will like pull her, and he'll say, "Come on." And she kind of like grits her teeth and like puts one foot before the other. And she'll say softly, "Why are you doing this for me?" And the man goes very silent.
Darcy kind of approaches them and he's like kind of watching them.
She'll say, "You're one of them. You took everything from me. You took my family from me, my innocence from me. Why are you doing this? Why now?" And she kind of stops and like cries out hard, like, "Ah, ah." And he'll kind of pull like hard, like he's very frustrated. Darcy can tell, but he doesn't look back. And she'll kind of pull her hand and say, "Answer me! Why are you doing this?" And he'll just shake his head. Sometimes they say you want better for your children. Maybe with the way that my people are right now, this isn't the best. And she'll kind of stop and like blink. And he'll actually stop and turn around for a moment and look at her. Ooh, let me put his picture up. Hold on. And she'll just look up at him.
Darcy has a very confused look on his face. Like, why am I seeing that Camden guy?
He'll reach out and he'll touch her cheek. And she'll shield for a second, but then she'll stop and kind of nuzzle her hand to his cheek. You don't even love me. You don't even like me. You're just forced to be with me. I'll kind of chew his lip. I may not love you in the traditional sense, as a man may love a woman by our. Oh, God, this is not the time. And she just kind of like gasps as he pulls her hand. They are going to catch you and kill you. Probably me, but definitely you. So, and he'll kind of pull her deeper out. And she'll say, she just keeps shaking her head and fighting and saying, why are you doing this? You don't love me. And he'll stop and he'll turn and kind of like put a hand to her stomach. And he'll say, that doesn't mean I don't love what's in here. You may think I'm a monster, incapable of love. And I can understand that. I may not love you. He'll kind of chew his lip because he doesn't know how to say it. It's just such a foreign concept to him, you know? And the bird kind of bounces and peeps.
Darcy just
Yeah.
stares at the belly for a second and like looks back to see like who's chasing them.
It's other spirals.
Yeah.
He's trying to get them out. He's trying to get her out before the spirals get to them. And unfortunately, because he took this moment to talk, they do catch up to them. And he'll basically shift to Krynos and kind of start to push them back and pull them and tell her to run. Which he starts to do. And he holds them back, but the problem is that as she is running through, a rock catches her foot, and she kind of slides on it and like trips, and she lands on her stomach very hard, and like cries out in intense pain.
Darcy gasps and like starts running towards her.
And he'll actually cry out. And it kind of pushes him to almost a frenzy, and he really starts to like push them back. But he'll basically he fights them for a good minute, and he's getting hurt pretty badly. And one of the lupus will kind of get to her and like kind of bite her leg, trying to pull her back, and she just kind of fights. But Darcy notices blood on the ground, like pooling.
Darcy Darcy realizes this is a vision, but he's freaking out and he grabs a stick and tries to smack the lupus.
So the lupus actually reacts. Like he'll hit the lupus, and the lupus will turn on him and start to kind of like bite the stick.
He punches it in the face.
So Cameron will like kind of use the opportunity to like spring and grab the girl and like just race out with her basically. And he runs for a while, and like they travel for a time, but as visions do, that time kind of becomes a little blurry. And you see him kind of put her down. She's gasping very heavily, and like kind of he's healed her once or twice, but she's really not okay. And like he'll kind of like sit down with her like outside of like a quiet like emergency room, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll like kind of hold her to his chest and like nuzzle her for a moment and like deep in thought. And he'll just kind of press his lips to her forehead and leave her on the bench. So doctors will come and they'll take her. And they get her inside, and they realize that she's dying.
Mm-hmm.
She's just her placenta ruptured. The baby is probably close to dead. As all of this is going on, you see kind of the woman in labor, and they realize that they have to take the baby from her, like they're gonna have to do a C-section, so they wheel her into surgery, all of that good stuff. And after they pull the baby from her, like she basically kind of reaches out and like touches its hand, and like it kind of wraps its finger, like hand around her finger, and she dies.
Darcy starts like tears start rolling down his face.
After she dies, the nurse will just kind of frown at her, and like he hears like the doctors talking about how like it's sad. You're probably a young unwed mother. You know, she looks a little rough, so they assumed she was probably being abused and try to get away from it. They contact the authorities, the cops, stuff like that, you know. And the nurses take care of the baby for a little bit. But then a social worker will come in and kind of pick up the baby and take care of him for a little bit. And then like he's just kind of talking to the baby as one would just talk to a little baby. And that's why he's fucking saying it was lost on him, but hey, you know. He lets them know that he knows a really nice family who've been really wanting a baby. And that they're on their way, and it's okay, your family will be here soon. And he's just kind of like petting his little cheek and just being very gentle with him. And after a moment, he hears voices, and he sees Jack and Diane come in.
Oh yeah, Darcy is crying.
And they basically both melt when they see him and kind of take him in their arms. and just love him. Like it's an insta love kind of thing. They just pull him in, and Jack is all proud, and he's young. His parents look young as hell. He remembers pictures of them when they were this age, and it's them.
Mom, Dad. He chews his lip.
And it occurs to him what the spiral is showing him is that Cameron is his father, and that he basically saved him to hopefully later to get him out of what the spirals were, what they were becoming, because he left him.
He's wiping his eyes because like tears are forming or like just pooling down, and he looks at the bird.
And the bird will look back up at him. It's trying to get a sense for how he feels, like how he's processing this truth.
It's like he can see, like the bird can feel like a sense of pain in the truth, but he doesn't think that he's happy the way things turned out. Not that his mom had to die or anything like that, but he met his family and he loves them, and it was probably the best thing that could have happened for him.
So it will bounce deeper down the cave. He can tell that he is now a spiral, that he has danced a spiral.
Hmm.
Whippoorwill is offering him the ability to continue.
He nods.
Okay. So he'll bounce with him, and he sees someone. And he'll kind of look over his shoulder at Darcy with his eyes narrowed.
Darcy looks at him.
So, you're my brother.
I guess.
You guess. You guess. So unsure. There's a difference between you and I, even if you and I are brothers.
What's that?
My parents chose me. And he'll kind of turn around. He has a vicious smile on his face. I wasn't left on some hospital bench by Dad. He saved me. He brought me home. Why wasn't he there for you when you first changed? No. You had to have Gogol Fangs first come and threaten your family. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you're some worthless bastard. He'll kind of edge in and snarl.
He punches him.
He'll kind of laugh in his pain. Oh, you don't like the truth, do you?
You
You will
know,
never be.
you know, maybe that is your truth. Maybe. But I wouldn't have changed a single thing that's happened because that made me who I am today.
Yeah, but I'll always be the favorite, right? I'm their
Do I
golden boy.
do I fucking care?
Do
You
you
may have your
care?
golden locks. You may have your pretty face. But At the end of the day, I have 3 parents. You have 2. Actually, I have 4 now that I think about it, because there's that Morgan guy too. And I'm pretty dang fucking lucky.
Lucky. Lucky, says the Warren, who was born to a mother who couldn't even survive. She was weak. That's why they wanted to kill her. That's why they wanted to kill you.
You know the thing about weakness.
He edges in and takes a snap at him.
He grabs him by the throat.
Darcy can feel his rage starting to well.
The thing about weakness is you get stronger.
He kind of gasps. You don't know the strength. Do it. You can't. You're weak.
I can't. I can't. He slams him to the ground.
Yes. He cries out. Darcy can feel his rage pushing to the point of frenzy.
He lets go.
And he'll frenzy, and he will tear Justin apart. And he can feel just the purity of his rage flowing through him like he has never felt before. Even when he first changed, it wasn't like this. And it just pulses through his veins.
When he comes to, he looks up and he says, "No one talks bad about my family. No one."
He feels the little bird will bounce over and land on his shoulder. I think you have gone far enough today.
He looks at him and smiles.
It is no one's place to sing your tales for you. I consider you a fostered in my tribe. But no one will howl this out. It is your place to tell them.
He nods and he pets the little bird's head.
He'll make a little soft, haunting cry. Now you have to find your way out. And he just vanishes. And then it occurs to Darcy that he's in the Black Spiral Labyrinth in Malpheus.
Fuck! He takes a deep breath, then looks around.
It's the same cave structure he was in before. Like the dark obsidian walls with the green ruins glowing with soft bale firelight.
One of the the litany to the Black Spiral Dancers is give yourself into your passions. So maybe to find my way out, I have to just let myself go. And so he kind of looks around and he thinks of the melody that he heard, the song that Camden played. And he basically like starts dancing, like he's being drawn to the path, just going wild, like letting himself just go wherever he thinks he needs to go. Like he's not even thinking about it.
And he'll feel the rhythm and the pulse and the throb move through him. Sweat starts to kind of pour down him. His hair plasters to his face. His feet pound beneath him. And he just feels almost like a rippling. And he realizes when he comes back, he is actually on his feet and dancing. And Cameron is smiling at him, leaning against the wall.
He blinks. You're my dad.
He'll smile softly. I thought that might be the case, actually. You're about the right age. I didn't know what happened to Ronnie's baby. That was your mother's name, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Mm-hmm. She was always so sweet with me. She could tell, I think, I was scared. I'm just not drawn to women. I had to breed, but I didn't want to, and she was always so gentle with me. She didn't just check out mentally. She didn't just fight me. She was kind and caring. Even though I was the one who was tormenting her. When I felt you first kick, and when I realized there was a life in there inside of her that was a part of me, then it became about something more than myself, you know?
Yeah.
The paradox of that. In feeling myself in her, very, very suddenly it became not about me. It became about you. I don't know what happened. It just something in me shifted. And I remembered at one point that our tribe valued family so much that the reason we fought the way we did, that we pushed harder and farther, was for our kin. You know, I knew if I kept her there, if she stayed there, if you were raised there. So I told her to run as far away as she could. Unfortunately, didn't get her out in time. She fell. I don't know if you saw that.
On a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Our arch nemesis. He chuckles. He looks down. Guess I'm a lot like her.
You can see her in your eyes. Kindness. Her sister was taken too. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. She used to, oh God, she'd throw herself. between them and her. I think at that point, I realized that the tribe had become corrupted. That we weren't really serving the worm anymore. We're serving oblivion. We weren't a force for balance anymore, or to unmake the Weaver's machinations. You just become mad. So I hoped that by getting you out, maybe you'd have a better life, a better way. And you may not become some great hero or hope for the tribe.
But I can be the best me that I can be.
And that's all I ever wanted. He'll hold
He
his arms out,
steps
actually.
forward and hugs him.
They'll
He
hug him
squeezes
tight.
him.
Very deep, fatherly hug.
I don't know if I can. It'll take me some getting used to see you as my dad, but I think in time.
I'm not your dad. I'm your father. In time, maybe I'll have that privilege, but it's something I need to earn. And it's something that you need to come to see me as. Either way, we're family.
Guess it makes sense why I wanted to be a black spiral dancer, right?
Oh, God. I was afraid you were going to go to the Children of Gaia, actually.
You know, that would have been like the complete opposite, and that would have been really weird.
Would have. He does hear a soft kind of noise, like a moving, and eyes kind of look at him, like fascinated.
He gulps. Hey.
He'll chew his lip, like curiously. And Cameron will say he was worried actually about you.
Yeah?
And he'll nod. And Justin will kind of step out a little more.
He'll walk forward and hug him.
He'll give him a hug. Like a little glomp hug.
I guess you're like my brother, and that's a thing now. Hey.
He'll chuckle.
By the way, like I kind of sort of in my like dance thing killed you.
His brows go up? Why?
You were like saying that you're the favorite, and that no, that you were being a total dick. Like I figured what that's not you, but
Winks? Cameron tilts his head like, no.
uh
This isn't a competition. I assume that we're going to both equally anger and make our parents proud.
right? No, yeah, you were basically saying that I wasn't loved, I was weak, and then I was like, oh yeah, you want me to prove that I'm weak? Okay. And
Oh
then I
my.
kind of sort of frenzied on you, and yeah.
So let's leave that in the spiral if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's leave that there. He pats his shoulder.
I'll go again.
He hugs him.
Cameron will he'll throw an arm around his shoulder, kind of brother to brother. And Cameron will smile at them. Are you guys ready to go?
I'm ready, Freddy. Hey!
You're also still naked. And he'll nod.
Oh, I did not even think about. What the fuck?
I told you.
He throws his clothes back on. I was dancing and doing helicopter dick. Why didn't you tell me?
Didn't notice? I wasn't paying attention to your helicopter dick. Sorry, would you prefer? Try again.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, I need to tell my husband that I'm kind of like ooh, a oh, a black spiral dancer now. Hey,
Oh,
whoa.
hey, by the way, I danced the spiral.
I mean, he knows that I was going to, but actually
you go
doing it is two different things.
you go find him, and Justin and I will head back home.
I
We have your
just thought
parents
of
there.
I just thought of something amazing.
What?
So Justin, are you in a pack?
Justin will shake his head no.
So yeah, I think since I'm a black spiral dancer, nobody's really gonna really care about me being in a pack. So I was gonna like talk to my husband about joining a pack. Maybe you want to join too. Hey,
His brows go up. How old are you? He says.
out of character, I gotta remember. I think it's like 21, right? 22.
Yes. He's 21.
Yeah. 21. Yeah.
You're my older brother.
Oh really? Oh okay. I'm an
Only
older
19.
brother. I'm an older brother. Yay! He spins.
Cameron just shakes his head laughing. Cameron, sorry. Okay. You two go off and do brother things. I'm going to go make dinner.
Okay.
I know, something so mundane. And Justin will kind of like punch him like on the arm. He's like, "Can we just have pizza?"
Like, if we go have pizza, like, is it there like a certain like black spiral way of eating pizza? Are we like making it out of like bone marrow? Is that like the flour? Like, I don't know. I don't know what we do.
Justin is like, "You're in pots and pans spiral mode right now. It's precious." I too was like that when I first danced. Then I realized after a while it gets kind of mundane. He's just walking with them.
He
Not like
loops
you
his
joined
arm
the
in
Church of
his.
Satan, okay? You don't have to prove it every 5 seconds.
I don't have to be all like Carrie over here dumping buckets of blood on me, right?
No. And telling everybody every 2 seconds, "Hi, by the way, I'm a spiral." God, why do Garu do that? He'll just shake his head. Why do Garu do that? Why? Oh, I'm this guy. I'm this man, and I'm from this tribe, and I'm this and that, and I do this, and they got you. What the hell?
I don't know. I also noticed that there's a lot of them that are just like crawling on the ground with their necks out, like, "Hey, I am, I am like submitting myself to you. I am being a little
Iron
bitch."
Elder! Iron Elder! I love
Like,
you, Iron Elder Senpai.
I, I think like if people want to like say that I have to, yeah, I'll do that. But like, I don't even think I'm gonna like broadcast it because that's probably better if I don't.
So Benny, they come across Benny as they're talking. Benny looks up. Making an overlay.
Hubby, he jumps and like glumps him.
My, he'll kind of softly say, "My hubby precious." I'll kiss his forehead.
He
He'll wave
kisses
at
him
Justin.
softly.
He'll wave at Justin.
Justin, this is my husband.
He'll wave at
Benny,
him.
this is my brother.
I helped secure your family. Benny and I met earlier.
Oh, oh, okay. Hey,
And Ben smiles. As Ben never talks, like he's quiet enough that if he just isn't talking, that's normal.
Hmm.
He'll put his book down and
Now,
purr.
so there was like one thing that I noticed that was kind of interesting. He's like scratching Ben's head while he talks.
Purr, purr, purr.
So you're kind of like a riddle dancer, and that means, and then I'm a spiral dancer, so we're like spiraling riddle dancers, right? He winks.
That's our ship name, sure. I know this nod. Like, yeah, why not?
Wee!
Can we name our children? Can we name our child Riddle when we finally have one?
We could just name him Loki. That's a riddle, right?
Why can't I have a child named Riddle?
Okay, we can name him Riddle.
Enigma?
Ooh. And call him Any. Ew! Ew! That's terrible! Ew! I just thought of innies and
Justin's,
outies.
Justin's face twist. Like, what the hell?
Ew. I had thoughts and I did not like them.
Well, at least we know who the favorite is in a way.
He is.
He is his back. It blows my kiss.
He catches it. Oh, so yeah, Benny, I was thinking about maybe forming a pack.
Oh, with whom?
You and my brother.
And your brother.
Yes.
Xavier.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what he said. Out of
He said,
character.
está bien, está bien. Do
Oh,
you speak Spanish?
yes. Está bien.
Yes.
His lips curl into a smile.
Look, cuando quiere. He'll stretch if that's what he wants.
Okay. I don't know what like the pack totem that we're gonna go for or anything yet. It
Let's
just
go
kind of
with
was
Green
like,
Dragon! Justin yells.
do what?
Let's go with Green Dragon!
You know what? Hey.
No! We'll wave his hand. No. No. Let's not. How about we don't serve a Wormish totem? Like, just to kind of,
Oh, I
surprise him.
know. We'll just serve unicorn.
Black unicorn. Look at this hair. He'll flare flip.
You know what? That's probably something that runs in our family. Because look at this, and he does a hair flip too.
Right? Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's you. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Oh God, speaking of Maybelline, although it's in no way, shape, or form connected, I was banging this guy on his desk and I saw someone that just looked like Dad.
Really?
Uh-huh. The guy's
That's
name was Alicio. That's not the guy who looked like him. That's not what was that's not my fetish. But the guy that looked like Dad, I don't know. Apparently Alicio says he's some sort of one cat, sort of fairy.
I mean, we're all fairies up in here, right?
Hold on.
Anyways. Maybe we'll investigate that later. I have a question though. Like, is it possible for like Faye to join Paxton too? Because we have like shifters in Pax now.
I don't think so.
He
I
nods.
mean, we could try, but I don't think so.
Yeah, the spirits probably would be all like, "What are you trying to
Follow our
do?"
desires.
They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop!"
Maybe if we followed a Fianna totem, but also if we. I just had the worst thought. We'd get in so much trouble if we followed Lion. He just gets a look on his face because that's the tribal totem for the White House.
He grins.
What about bat?
Can't if you're if we follow back, can't we like fly in the Umbra?
I'm not a theurge.
I don't know. We don't have a Theurge over here, do we?
The Kwame raises his hand and like kind of duh.
Oh, yeah.
I was born during a time of the day that corresponds to your theurge. He'll smack him with the occult book he's holding.
He smiles playfully. He's like, "So, well, do you have ideas for a totem?"
We don't follow totems. I mean, we do, but we call them something else.
Okay, what do you call them?
Are you a cat? You don't need to know. He'll just shake his head at him.
But, but, but. He like nuzzles up against his face and just like cuddles him, like, please.
I'm telling you. No.
But I love you.
What do you need to know for?
I don't know. Because I wanna.
No.
He kisses him softly. He gives
I
him
know
a little peck.
you can't imagine a world in which somebody tells you spoiled ass no. Pero I'm telling you spoiled ass no.
I mean, I do have a pretty spoiled ass.
Oh, yeah, you do. It's a nod.
He purrs. Justin's probably gagging.
He's fine. He's thinking Alicia. Like, seriously, I was thinking Alicia. He's just sitting there like, he'll like smile and say he wants to get to know me better.
Oh my gosh. You you got you're like, okay.
He didn't
Okay.
just want to take my virginity on his desk. He actually wants to get to know me better. Or do you think he was just saying that to get me out of his office?
Uh,
You don't know, do you?
he let's see. Like, okay. Would you have left his office anyways?
I wasn't planning on living in his office, no. He'll walk out with a
No.
case with him and he'll pull his phone and like text for a minute. He's talking. He's just texting for a second.
hmm Anyways. Okay. Well, since we're going to have a totem, do you have any ideas on what spirits would be good for that? He's like nuzzling up against Benny, like, do you? Do you?
He will drop the name of a spirit that is probably extremely uniquely perfect, and yet I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but he can because he has a cult 4.
Okay. And we'll talk about that
We will
later.
blah, but we will say he said it here. That's the text, by the way, in chat that he sent. He's kind of like chewing his lip and looking at his phone, like he kind of maybe wants to cry. Like, oh God, oh God, oh God. He looks adorably precious. That's one thing that, like, Darcy would notice, is he is so precious. Are you still there?
I'm typing, sorry.
Ah. But yeah, he looks like he's about to cry. And he's just so precious. And Benny just kind of, his eyes go a little bit water and he's like, why? I'll chew his lip. He'll put the phone to his mouth. Oh no. He'll kind of look up and say, "Guys, guys, I think he wants to eat me. I think he wants to eat me, guys."
He wants to eat you. Well, I mean,
He wants to peel back my layers and uncover the beauty underneath. I think he's a cannibal.
I don't think that's what he meant, but okay.
I don't think I have a problem with it if he is, as long as he can heal. But
Oh my god. You're a freak and I love it. He pats his head.
he'll type. Yeah, he types. He'll chew his lip. Benny kind of looks over at his phone with like a furrowed brow, like, really? Yeah, he just, yes! 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 Get your man to plays you like a filet mignon. Get your man the chips.
Uh, what?
He said yes.
He's going to fillet you?
Uh-huh.
Uh, uh,
he'll kiss Darcy on the cheek, and he'll kiss Ben on the cheek. And he's like, "Bye, bitches!" and waves.
okay,
I'm gonna
bye.
go get played. And he skips off.
That is interesting. Okay. I guess I'm
Benny
gonna
just
have.
looks up at him like, "You're the one who chose to dance the spiral today." Are you
I mean,
surprised? You better celebrate the fact that he's gonna be flayed.
I did like have a vision of ripping him apart. So there's that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your parents. Let's get some rest. I was waiting to make sure you'd be okay. Okay?
Okay. He really like just presses his head into his chest and he just like holds him so close.
I'll nuzzle him. And then kiss his mouth and like his forehead and his nose and his cheeks.
He giggles.
Damn.
Te amo.
And I think with that we can end.
Yes, thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. This was a scene in Scepter the Howling Winds, a World of the Apocalypse 20 edition set in San Diego, California. I don't know why